Hello everyone, welcome to another video. My name is David and today I'm exposing my crypto portfolio from the bottom to the top in terms of percentages. Obviously not my real amounts for various reasons. I will give more reasons at the end of the video. 3 points I need to go over first before we get into anything. So I do have other cryptos. There are a few outliers I haven't given in this video, either because there's very low amount of them, I haven't bought them in a while, or I just plan to sell them to move them over to the main holds, right? Number two, just for entertainment purposes. This is for my own entertainment. I'm making this video to look back in a year from now and see what cryptos have moved. Have they still stayed? Are they gone? What has happened with the cryptos on my portfolio of 2023? After every crypto, I'll put arrows going up or an arrow going down to where I think it's going to be in years to come. Number three, why they're there, will they stay, and expectations in terms of price. Quite an easy to understand video. Went more in depth with the low cap side of that in that video and the higher cap side in the $1 million plan. So if that's something that interests you, leave a like down below, stick around to the end of the video, and without further ado, here we go. Okay, so just for your information, every single crypto in this video, apart from DAG, Constellation Network, and CSPR Casper, are on the Decent Wallet. They're supported on the Cobalt to keep your cryptocurrency nice and safe. Links and discounts are down below. And once you've bought a Decent Wallet, if you don't know how to set up, I made a video on how to actually set up a Decent Wallet. Link is in the top corner for you guys to check out. So firstly, number one, can you guess what it is XRP at 22.82%. Now let me tell you, it used to be a lot higher. It used to dominate the majority of my portfolio, but I've sort of eased back on XRP and trying to make it all balance out, especially Quant, which what you're about to see, nearly taking over XRP. Why XRP? So many reasons, mainly because it's a global liquidity bridge. It is needed unlocking that liquidity. When you think about, Ripple, right? Someone's involved Ripple or RippleNet doesn't necessarily mean that XRP is involved, right? But a lot of on-demand liquidity users, which uses XRP to move value, they started with RippleNet, then moved over to on-demand liquidity. Not to mention, Ripple's ODL tech is being utilized in 40 markets, which represents 90% of the FX market, $6 trillion a day. Not weekly, not monthly, a day, right? So, also the case, what that enabled for XRP, we've spoken about this quite a lot on the channel. That's a big catalyst, and that's why I personally think in terms of going up or staying the same and going down in my portfolio, I think XRP will stay the same, just in terms of what the case will enable for XRP ending, if it is a positive result. If not, we will just have to wait and see. A lot of people are misconcepting XRP being a security and actually being illegal. It won't be illegal, it will be a security, right? It's a huge difference. Also, in terms of price predictions, no one really knows the true value of XRP. I don't like these fabricated, numbers pulled out of the sky that have no backing or substance, making people believe that if they have 1 XRP or 10 XRP, they're going to become a millionaire, or 100 XRP, become a billionaire. I think it's a whole load of nonsense, but I do have high expectations of XRP. That's why it's number one. Number two is QNT at 19.6%. QNT momentarily took over XRP at its peak around $200 or whatnot. Now, I don't check my portfolio that often. I check it maybe once a month, twice a month, especially in these market conditions when there's 10% pumps. I really do not care, right? It's nothing to me in these market conditions. It's really, I want lower prices, especially QNT. Now, why is it second in my portfolio? Interoperability, going beyond crypto, any to any network to any network, any blockchain to any blockchain, enterprise blockchain, IoT API, payment API. It's really true interoperability. Combined with the tokenomics, best tokenomics in class, scarcity in Bitcoin. There will be more demand because the utility of the QNT token not functioning without the overledger and the partners involved utilizing that. I do think QNT could be the highest gainer, if not one of the highest gainers in my portfolio. Even when you look at the total addressable market, I talked about how it's actually uncapped. It goes so beyond everything. The chart of value in legacy markets, interoperating legacy to blockchain DLT. It's just so much value there, right? So I do believe in the future, in a scenario where we see lower prices of QNT, $40, $50, $60 worth, I'm stocking up heavily. There's a bad result of the actual case, Ripple versus the SEC. We don't see ODL volumes to later dates. QNT could take number one in my portfolio for a certain time, maybe even next year. We will have to wait and see. Now, number three, quite an interesting take on this coin, XDC 15.62%. Okay, so we know XDC as the settlement mechanism within trade finance, the digitalization of trade finance, right? It's a huge market, and that's mainly why I'm invested in XDC. And there's been a lot of progress within the ecosystem. You've seen stuff like Comtech Gold, tokenized gold being built on XDC. a lot of progress that way. I want to see more progress this year with tangible things within trade finance, more partnerships, more involvement where I can see XDC an article of something huge, right? Obviously, we're waiting for the electronic trade documents bill to effect mid-2023, more regulation, when it comes to MLTR, more progress in that sort of ways. Then I can reevaluate my position with XDC, but I want to see more progress. But I do believe this time next year it could go down in my portfolio if I don't see too much more tangible evidence within the market. And don't get it twisted with the project moving down in my portfolio. It's just because I might have more buying power for another project like maybe HBAR or maybe LCX or something else I might be putting more buying power into and happen to take over XDC. We will see this time next year. Now, number 2, in terms of actual price predictions, I really do not know with XDC. We have to see to further progress in the coming years, but it can range anywhere from the digit range to 2-digit range. We will have to see with XDC. Number 4 is HBAR, very close at 13.84%. HBAR's climbed up heavily in my portfolio. It was very, very low, not very low, but it's climbed up a lot during 2022. If you watch my videos, I was buying at 6 cents, every other week there. Obviously, I'm down in my investment, but I'm not complaining. 6 cents in the long term is a fantastic buy. Lean DLT, every use case, every sector, Hedera is always chosen. We've talked about that in previous videos, but enterprise-like use cases, right? That's very huge going forward in terms of returns. As we know, at my.io, test 25 million transactions in 10 hours. That's one use case. Imagine 10, 100, 1,000. Davos 2023. We can see use cases being demonstrated by IBM, DLA Piper, Standard Bank, and ServiceNow. And these use cases, once they're live, are going to have a huge effect on the price of HBAR going forward when there's multiple going on, because Hedera, it can handle it. Number 2, it's a safe bet. It's long-term vision you're investing, the 100-year vision. You invest in people and ideas. Hedera has both. You're investing in Lehman Baird, the man who solved the 30-year-old problem, inventing a new algorithm for the DLT sector. Right? I'm investing in him for multiple reasons. They're building during the bear market. Fantastic progress with HBAR Foundation in terms of retail use cases, not just focusing on enterprise. I think it will stay in the same position, to be quite honest, because of the gap between 4% or 4th place and 5th place. So HBAR, 13.84%, I think it will stay the same place, but 5th place, API free, 6.91%. And API free is a hidden gem on my portfolio. Being 5th place, I don't talk about API free that often. I need to talk about API free a lot more. Now, solving the Oracle problem. API free is a first-party Oracle, the next generation of Oracles, in my opinion, superior to third-party in every single aspect. Increasing the ways of accessing off-chain data, right? And when you think about improving the Oracle problem or fixing the problem, improving from previous legacy third-party Oracles when it comes to security, efficiency, and data source transparency. A huge component is staking. Now, do not get it twisted with staking, right? Because it's a bonus. It's a bonus to the project. A big problem people made in 2021 is investing in projects because they offered a certain APY, and it ended badly. It had no inherent utility, no inherent value, just because it added an APY of 500% or in the thousands of percent. Not sustainable at all. Staking is a bonus. So if you went to API free, you want to invest a cool 1,500 API free, not financial advice, just an example, a 5-year long-term basis, 1,000% gain, 10x, it's obvious in 5 years, it's going to be a lot more than that. It compounds over time. You receive the rewards every Thursday. Right now, and if you're receiving them, it's not much in the dollar value or the pound value, but it will increase over time. I trust the process with API free. Now to high returns. In terms of being an Oracle, right? The Oracle market is increasing year by year, which suggests there's room for multiple Oracles. There's room for competitors. If you look at the market share in terms of cryptos, Chainlink has in the $1 billion market caps, and in second place below that has 100 mil, and API free has 80 mil. There's so much room for growth and solving the Oracle problem, right? I think API free is a fantastic investment going forward. It might move up in the future. So I'd give it no arrow because I think it'll stay the same, but it'll probably move up in the future. So 6th place is LCX, 6.48%. I'm really going to pick up the pace on these last 4 here. I'm going pretty fast, but I'm going to go even faster to speed up this video. But LCX, if you know, I only started investing when I made a video. Thank you to Alan for letting me know. I knew about the project, but actually making me go out my way and do my own research. So 5 months ago. So from 5 months ago, it's managed to move to 6th place in my portfolio. That speaks, it speaks a lot, right? So in terms of being a regular exchange, being known as a regular exchange, possibly regulations going forward, these gravy train exchanges come to an end, migrating their users over to a regulated exchange like LCX, 9 licenses within Liechtenstein being passportable to the EU with MiCA, M-I-C-A, tokenization of securities. We talked about the market that, the era tokenization is approaching, stated by BlackRock CEO. It's a huge market. The actual felicitation of that market, a small percentage would be huge for LCX. Connections to the World Economic Forum, make of that what you will, but I think it's very, very positive because, especially these Davos meeting events, there's billionaires, heads of state, the money is there, right? Think about all the NDAs they're under attending those events. So I think it'll be a huge gainer going forward. If it's grown from 0 to 6th place in my portfolio, this time next year, who really knows? I'm going to give it an upwards arrow. 7th place, we have DAG, Constellation DAG, big data, right? The hypergraph transfer protocol, the HTTP, was designed for big data. Huge market, 2.5 quintillion bytes of data generated every day. It's all about taking your data back, monetizing it. That is what they are all about. When you think about the partnerships, also the connections, there's so much depth to DAG that I haven't really gone into detail with before. Layer 0 project, infinitely scalable. The more traffic there is, the faster it goes. I think it's a very profitable investment for long term going forward. But it did go down heavily in my portfolio. It was a lot higher. I've stopped buying a lot recently. So for that reason, I think it will go down even further because I haven't been buying. I have to get more incentive, do more research, and to really get sold into it. So for right now, I'm going to give it a down arrow. Now we have XLM, surprisingly low in my portfolio. For multiple reasons, I was accumulating quite a lot at the start of 2022. Now with LCX, I hate doing this. I'd never do this, right? I hate the idea of selling your crypto to move more crypto. I think just keep your crypto. But I did sell a decent amount of XLM and put that into LCX. That's why you saw that big, transition, that big shift. It's disrupting retail, a CBC network provider for Ukraine. Hopefully we'll see some more involvement with that, especially in regards to XLM and more involvement with the CBDCs. And when it comes to retail, MoneyGram is a huge factor, that being the bridge between fiat and crypto. It's just really more of a long-term hold. It's a long-term hold, I believe, XLM. And it's more about the idea I have is rotating, finding these lower cap utility cryptos, stacking heavily on them, then rotating that profit to these bigger assets, rather than doing it the other way around. That's what I'm playing with XLM. I think it will go up my portfolio, so I will give it an up arrow. To summarize, 9th place and 10th place, we have ALBT 2.26%, and we have CSPR 1.85%. Very new in my portfolio. When it comes to CSPR, the tech, future-proof, the connections at Davos, under 45 plus non-disclosure agreements, I'm very excited for the future of CSPR. And in terms of returns, it's very hard to predict. ALBT bridging TradeFi and DeFi. We're talking about $1 trillion sort of values here. The total addressable market is huge. I have high belief, disgustingly low cap crypto. So low cap for ALBT. I think it's a very profitable investment. I think they'll both go up, both arrows on my portfolio. That's pretty much it for today's video. To summarize, I think CSPR will go up in my portfolio. ALBT will go up in my opinion. XLM go up. DAG go down. LCX go up. HBAR fee stay the same place. HBAR stay the same place. XDC go down, QNT go up, and XRP stay the same place. So it's kind of, a lot of them don't make sense, but I think we will see from a year from now how correct I was in my portfolio. Maybe there might be a new coin that comes out of nowhere. We don't know. Also, why don't I say my real amount? Well, I think no one should say the real amount. That's putting yourself up to attack. And I'm so deep into crypto right now. It's so like me asking you how much you have in your savings, but I'm so deep into crypto. It is really that point. I don't mind doing videos where I talk about maybe the lower side of things, how much crypto I hold, or if I'm doing a buying video where I'm buying crypto live, I don't mind that, but I'm definitely not telling you how much QNT I have or how much XRP I have. But, made this fun video. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.